Hello everyone and welcome to the daily Forex report for November 30th. We're looking at the US Japanese yen pair first. This particular pair closed down today. We have created a swing trade. The market's created a swing trade opportunity. We'll take a look at that here in a minute. We are looking for this pair to continue moving sideways with a bias still to the upside. We are looking for it to potentially go as high as 84.69. right around this area, possibly moving down to 82.71, so right about here. Look for it to potentially hit some resistance around the 84.41 mark. So 84, right about here, 41 mark, hit some resistance, and then support we're looking to come into the market around 83.12. So right around this area we're looking for some support. Okay, now looking at the Euro USD, this particular pair closed down during this past session. It is moving lower, biased is to the downside. Look for it to continue moving lower. Look for some resistance around 1.3195 and look for some support to come into the market around 129.25. Okay, now the pound US dollar pair. This pair moved lower, did close lower, has a pretty nice long tail on it. It did pull back significantly prior to the close. It did pull back above the previous session's low. So as we've seen in the past, this pair moves strong to the downside, usually has a pullback or at least several days where it has a smaller range, and then we get another strong move to the downside. Hopefully we will see that over this next session. Look for it to potentially move as high as 156.96, possibly moving as low as 1.5408. We look for some resistance to come into this market around 156.44 and find support around 154.75. Okay, let's take a look at the US Swiss. This particular pair move is moving sideways overall, biased is still to the upside over the long term. Had a strong move to the downside but did pull up and close higher. Look for this pair to potentially move as high as 1.0144, possibly moving down to 0.9864 around this area. Look for some resistance around 1.0055 and look for some support around 0.9925, right around in this area. Okay, now as far as news analysis go, we have the US releasing their ISM manufacturing report at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Consensus on this one is that it has moved a little bit lower from 56.9 to 56.5. Shouldn't see this affect the US dollar all that much. Okay, as far as what I'm looking for during this next session, if you go to the US Japanese yen pair, we did talk about a swing trade setup that we have. Look for this pair to break through that. If we get a move to the downside, this would be roughly about a 35 pip, 34 pip, somewhere in there range to the downside to break it. Definitely could see us hitting that. As far as where it would go, we have some strong areas of support in this area as well as previous resistance. This would be a fairly quick trade to the downside of about 40 pips. So this move to the downside, looking to grab about 40 pips on that one. Well, that about wraps us up for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.